cuts and internet outages have left millions of Gazans disconnected from the world. In these desperate times, people are embracing the old and the new. Radio sets are sold out and eSIMs are in high demand. Our next report tells you how people in the besieged strip are staying in touch with the world.
Besieged, relentlessly bombed, and disconnected from the world. Gazans are finding refuge in radios and eSIMs. Ever since the Israeli assault began, most of the Gazan infrastructure has been reduced to rubble. Power cuts are a part of daily life, and so is the lack of network on phones. Before the war began, Mahmoud Mehdi Daoudi would not have imagined all his radio sets would have sold out. But since October 7th, the frequency sets and any old device that comes with a radio is sold out in Gaza.
Some wanted to take radios, they couldn't find any, so they bought cheap old phones. Instead of having a modern phone, they buy one for about 25 euros. The phone is for listening to the radio, not making calls.
For the displaced residents facing constant bombardment, the radio broadcasts help them know which areas are under aerial attack and when to be on the move again.
There's no electricity, no internet and no communication. People want to listen to the news to find out where the bombs are.
Before the war, a radio cost around $7. Now they've almost doubled in price. New stocks are impossible to order given the limited humanitarian aid that is trickling in. Despite the short supply, the good old radio is helping Gazans stay informed. On the other side, there are some people in the strip who have switched to a more modern but expensive technology. eSIMs are a godsend for people in Gaza. The idea behind them is simple. They're a software version of the chips traditionally inserted into phones to connect cellular networks and the internet. Embedded directly into a device, they can be activated using a QR code that Gaza residents receive from family members living abroad. The users can then connect in roaming mode to a foreign network, often an Israeli one or sometimes Egyptian. While the cards help offset telecom outages, internet access is required to activate them in the first place.
أكثر فئة بتستخدم الإيسم اللي هم ممكن يكون الصحفيين بسبب نقل الصورة الصحيحة إلى العالم الخارجي تظل إنه الاحتلال عمل.
It's mostly journalists who use eSIM cards to convey the real picture to the world, especially that the occupation has deliberately sought to conceal what's taking place in the Gaza Strip. There are also medics and civil defense employees who seek to know the exact location of strikes to help people, in addition to UNRWA employees who needed to organize aid convoys and also those who want to communicate with relatives and holders of foreign passports.
من أجل توجيه البضائع والأشياء هاي إلى الأماكن الصحيح والمساعدات.
But the eSIMs also come with their challenges. The service is only available in areas near the border with Israel. If you're somewhere far, then the best bet is to climb up onto the roof to get a network signal.
We try to put more than one eSIM in the mobile phone because when we use up the internet in the SIM card or if it breaks down, we can use the other card immediately. This mobile phone can take up to 9 eSIM cards, and when one card runs out, we can use the other.
Human Rights Watch has raised concern over telecom outages in Gaza. It says the disruptions can provide cover for atrocities while further undermining humanitarian efforts.